Hey guys, back with another YouTube video. Today it's going to be a flea market video, a pawn shop video, and since I didn't buy much from either, I actually threw in some other items. Like I got some items my father gave me, and one item that he bought me, and a couple of updates on a couple of other items. So I guess I'll start off with the pawn shop finds. First pawn shop I went to, didn't really have much, but I saw this knife in their display case for $35, and I asked them if they would take 20 for it. It's a Winchester limited edition Bowie knife. Now the two reasons I got it, one is I love the handle that's on it where it's got these different colors and all full tang anyway. And another thing is this resembles the knife in my favorite movie, 3 from Hell, Rob Zombie. Yeah, 3 from Hell. This knife resembles that, so that's kind of another reason I bought it. And for 20 bucks, I couldn't really pass it up. Then this, again, I like collecting big knives. I went to another pawn shop in the same area and bought this knife. This is a Pakistan dagger, but the reason why I bought it is because, first of all, that it was $11, and I asked them would they just take $10 even, and they took it. And I cleaned it up, repolished the brass, and cleaned up the blade, and it is very sharp too. And I mainly bought it because I love the overall design of it, because I can use this design to incorporate into other designs, because that's what I normally buy knives like this for, to use as my own designs. And the handle I really love in general, where it's got the brass, the red wood with the brass in the middle, and this nice little end cap. So that's another reason I bought this, because of how unique it looks. Plus, for $10, you couldn't really beat that. And it's going to look great in my big knife collection. Definitely one of my favorites. Now the sheath needed some working on because it was falling apart right here, so I just re-glued it because I'm not going to use this thing. I just wanted it to look nice for display purposes. And it took a while to repolish the brass, get it all nice and shiny because it was tarnished. So for $10, you couldn't beat that. Next is at the flea market. As y'all may remember, me and my father love to collect Remington stuff. And we found these Remington belt buckles at the flea market. Paid $10 a piece. He's got the third one, so it was $30 together. Because he kept one, I kept two. These are going to look great in my collection. And let me know if you ever see me wearing these in a video. Next is on the other items. My good friend who owns the flea market where I got those belt buckles knows I love to fix up pocket knives, so he actually gave me some pocket knives. This is a Kent, New York City scout knife. Now it didn't look this good when I got it. There was no handles on it. The shield was still here, but it was almost broken off. So I took the shield off, took the old handles off, and replaced them, and completely restored the blade. Got all the springs polished, and then put a new bail on it because it didn't have a bail when I got it. I think it turned out pretty well. It's going to look great in my collection because I don't have any Kent knives. Or Kent knives. Next is this Cutmaster I cleaned up. Again, when I first got this, did not have any handles and it was severely beat up. So after hours of hand sanding, I got the blade cleaned, got the back spacers cleaned, got the inside cleaned, all done by hand. And then I glued some handles onto it, and now that's where I do the machine work. I use my belt sander to trim it all the way down and then finish it all up by hand. Came out pretty well. It's going to look great in my small pocket knife collection. Alright, those are all the items I got at the flea market. Next is another item my dad got me. This is a Buck, I forgot what this is called real quick. A Buck 309 that I completely polished up. And he only paid $14 for this off eBay. I polished it up, got it all nice and clean, and re-tipped it. So this will be my first real Buck pocket knife. Next is on an item my friend Blake gave me. He gave me this 50th anniversary of the Buck 110 Folding Hunter. And I've actually got the knife that goes with this hat. So thank you very much, Blake. Next is on some other items my father... Oops, dropped it. Whoa, that didn't break. My father got me. He also bought a drunk drawer lot off eBay. Basically what that is it's what it sounds like. It's a bunch of items that were thrown into a bundle and put for sale. So I kept the items, he kept the items he wanted. And here's some of the items I kept. One of them was this nice, very ornate box. All wooden construction. I'll probably use this for pocket knives and stuff like that to store. Next, this was the jewel of the lot that we purchased. This is a Boker & Co. A H and Boker & Co. straight razor with the original package, and it's great shape for its age. Has the original bone handles. Blade, sadly, has got a severe chip right here, but I'm not really worried about that. The handles are in near mint condition. And I'm going to clean the blade up, get it all nice and cleaned, and do some research, find out how old this is, because I know this is very old, but how old is the question. That was the best item out of the lot. And the fact that it has the original box to go with it is even better. Next, this is one of the funniest items we found, was a little Harbor Freight key knife in the bundle. I just kept it for kicks. Next is another unusual item. These are a pair of sunglasses, but a little unusual compared to the ones you normally see. So check this out. They fold like that, and then they fold like that, and then they fold like that. Very handy. I'm actually going to keep these and use these because I don't have a pair of sunglasses. So thank you very much, Dad. Alright, that's all the items my father gave me. Next is the two updates I had planned to do. First is on my single shot 12 gauge that I bought while I was down in the Queen from my friend Aaron. Now me and my father were able to find out some information about this. We didn't find out much, but enough to where we know how old this gun is. This is an old Crescent Arms single shot 12. They made 12 gauge, 10 gauge, and even 16 gauge. And these are not rare, but they are very old. This particular gun was made in 1920 to 1930. So it is very old, and these were basically the Sears guns of their time period. I personally think it's very well made. And I had to make the foregrip myself because we couldn't find a foregrip, so I made one myself. And my father found me the hammer on eBay. And we're still looking to find a new stock for it. If not, I'll probably just fix up the old stock and just put it as a wall hanger. But it turned out really well. I completely re-blued the barrel. Now, the only problem we're having with it is the breakover action, because, see, it doesn't want to stay. That's the only problem we're still having. Unless you slam it hard like this. Come on. There we go. Oop. There we go. And then another thing I found out about was why it says Pelican on the side of the receiver. Turns out Crescent Arms went by a lot of names back in the day. And one of the names they went by was Pelican, so that explains why this says Pelican on it. And it's still very old. It's still going to look great in my collection, so thank you very much. And surprisingly, these guns aren't that valuable. They're only $150 new or in good shape. But they're still good to shoot, and they're the kind of gun anybody can use and not be afraid of messing up. So thank you very much, Aaron. This will look great in my collection. Next update is on my Stevenson 16 gauge pump that I've had for a while. And it's all completely fixed up. I got new parts for it and finished up the stock. And then reconditioned the foregrip to look like the stock. And darn, it sounds good. Definitely one of my favorite guns. I'll be shooting this soon if me and my father can find a place to go shoot. So, yep, that's all the updates I've got. I guess go back to the previous video. Make sure to vote for the next collections video. And as always, stay sharp.